What's up guys, this is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be talking about some quick tips to help you add 10 yards to your deep throws. Let's get started. So tip number one, you guys, has to do with your back knee when you take a step to the target. So a lot of times what quarterbacks do is they push off of the inside arch of their back foot. They'll be in a base, and when they want to throw the ball far or hard, what they'll do is they'll push, right? And so when that front foot gets down and your knee is caved almost facing towards the ground, your back foot gets left outside your frame. As a quarterback, most of our power comes from our hips and comes from our legs. But if that back foot is too wide, you're actually not going to be able to rotate properly with your back hips. So what you want to think about doing is not caving your knee, keeping your knee straight when you take a step. So if I'm here and I step to my receiver, I want to step, but I want to try to pretend there's a flashlight on my knee, and that flashlight has to stay pointed towards the camera or pointed towards the sideline, if you will, if we're on an actual field. So when we do that, guess what? My front foot's down, but when I keep that knee straight, my foot stays under me. Now what can I do? I could rotate and actually get my hips to fire through because my base isn't wide. So make sure that your knee doesn't cave when you take a step to your wide receiver. Now fellas, before we get into the rest of this video, if you're a quarterback watching this and you guys would like a 2-month-long workout schedule you can do, go to that very first link in the description below for our elite quarterback training package. It is 2 months of daily gym workouts and field workouts for quarterbacks. Think of it like a throwing schedule, if you will. We break everything down. Monday you're doing this in the gym, Monday you're doing this on the field. Tuesday this in the gym, Tuesday this on the field. We give you the exact sets and reps to do, video examples of each throw you should be working, drill you should be working, and gym exercise you should be doing. And again, guys, we also throw in a 30-minute long video on how you can read defenses completely free. So guys, go to that very first link in the description below if you'd like our elite quarterback training package. Now fellas, when it comes to arm strength, it's not just about your hips rotating at any given time, it's about the timing in which your hips do rotate through in your throwing sequence. So a throwing sequence, very basic. You need to have a good base, right? So you need to have weight loaded on your back leg. I say like 70-30. And what happens is the stride, so it's base, then stride, but when you stride, you need to make sure that you are closing your front shoulder. Not a lot, I don't need you doing this, but if I'm throwing this way, I need a slight close of my front shoulder because now I feel a stretch right here in like my lower back and in my core, and that is because I'm in a position called dissociation. My upper body is separate from my lower body. So I stride, shoulders go back, and now that's when the hips rotate through. The hips bring the shoulders and the ball through. So a lot of times quarterbacks, what they do is they spread like this. But the issue is that when they spread open, your foot gets down and your shoulder is open. So your hips and your shoulders actually rotate at the same time, which doesn't give us torque. Torque comes from this, separating my upper body and my lower body. That's how I get throw velocity and throw distance. So you need to make sure that when you stride, that front shoulder goes back so those hips can bring the shoulders through in your throwing motion. So now, building off of that, you guys, what's something that's super important with your throw sequence is your front stride timing. So that shoulder close does not work if your front foot takes forever to get down. So if I'm throwing right here, and let's say, and it's totally fine, guys, if you step to the left, like step off the midline. I personally don't do that. I'm more of a guy that just steps here. I'm almost thinking my toes are slightly to the right of the target, but if you step open, there's no problem in that. It just needs to get down at the right time. This is why taking a long stride is bad, because even if you're trying to rotate your shoulders back, even if you have a perfect throwing motion with your upper half, if your shoulders go back, but your front foot is not down, this front shoulder is eventually going to come open. And if that front foot gets down late, you're open, hips are open, and we lose power because I don't have that dissociation. I'm not producing any torque. So guys, you need to make sure your foot's down fast. If you're opening up, it needs to open up quick. How fast can I get my toes in the ground? If I'm stepping normal, it needs to happen fast. Because if your foot gets down when your shoulders are back like this, that is how we produce torque, and that is how you will get more power. Now, the next tip to increase your arm strength, you guys, is finishing in a skyscraper position. So what do I mean by that? So a lot of times, this is what happens when quarterbacks emphasize keeping their weight back, keeping that knee straight, rotating with their hips, is they'll go like this. They're trying to throw a deep ball, or maybe a ball over the middle with some velocity. They'll stride, shoulders will go back, weight stays back, their knee stays straight, and then when they finish on the throw, they're like this. They're tilted back, and that's a skyscraper that's falling over. We want to be in a skyscraper straight up and straight down with your front foot. So that just means that you're rotating with your hips, but not transferring your weight. It's both, you guys. You want to take this weight not from your foot. You never want to push off your foot. It's from your quad. I rotate back, foot gets down. I want my hips to rotate, but I want to take this weight that's on the outside of my right quad and shift it to the outside of my left quad. So I'm here, shoulders go back, I'm like so, here. and I finish stacked with my front foot. Skyscraper with my front foot, because that's the right amount of weight transfer that you're going to be able to have to get more velocity and more distance on your throws.